All right, so Pittsburgh, they take a 27-24 loss at Indy. It's their first loss of the year. The Steelers are 3-1 in a costly loss because this is a rough back half of the schedule, and you can't really afford to lose games this early in the season. But let's get into it. It was a tight game, right? At the first half, we didn't think this was going to be any game at all. But Justin Fields ended up making it a tight game, right? The refs were terrible, but to me, they were terrible on both sides of the ball. And I don't think they're the reason the Steelers lost. I think the Steelers had a lot of mistakes that they could have cleaned up. The Colts had a lot of mistakes they could have cleaned up. I'm not blaming the refs on either side of the ball for this loss. To me, the defense failed to show up for the majority of the game, outside of maybe like 1 or 2 drives, maybe 3 throughout the game, mostly in the back half of the game. To me, that's unacceptable when you have a defensive head coach. Mike Tomlin, that's your calling card. It reminds me of the Chargers. Like, hey, the Chargers last year with Brandon Staley, you got a defensive head coach. Your defense can't look garbage. And today the Steelers defense looked garbage, especially when they're the highest paid defense in the NFL. It can't look like that. We got yet another Tomlin game today where the defense came out looking unprepared for a lesser opponent. Now, I call them a lesser opponent because the Steelers are also probably one of the lesser opponents in football. But hey, we're talking about the Colts here with Anthony Richardson and Joe Flacco at quarterback. You gotta beat them. That's not okay. You can't let the Colts rushing attack beat you if you're the Steelers defense with the highest paid defense. You can't be getting stopped on the rushing attack facing the Colts defense. That's not okay. Like I said, yet another Tomlin loss. Every year, for some reason, there's at least one game. Last year it was 2, maybe 3. But at least one game, the Steelers have a game where they just look unprepared versus a bad football team. They don't look good. They don't look ready. This was that game. So hopefully the Steelers get that one out of the way and it makes the team better going forward, but we'll see. We'll get into talking about the other team's quarterback right now. Anthony Richardson was playing better. You know, he missed a few routine throws, but he was getting his team down the field, picking the Steelers defense apart for the most part. Michael Pittman gave me a good day in fantasy. Alex Pierce didn't really see the ball much, but whatever. He's also on my team, by the way. Now, Anthony Richardson did the thing again. What do I mean by the thing? Anthony Richardson ran the ball on back-to-back plays, failing to protect himself, and got hurt on both plays. The first one, he took a big hit from Minka, hurt his right hip. The next one, they called a running play again. Anthony Richardson failed to slide, failed to get down in time to protect from another hit. That one, he took a hit to the head, probably got a concussion that they're not going to talk about. I don't know. But, hey, it's the same thing as week 4 in Indy last year. Anthony Richardson runs, fails to protect himself. He was done for the season with a shoulder injury. We saw the same thing today. And out came, I didn't even know Joe Flacco was on the the Indianapolis Colts. I didn't know he was on that team. But he came out and he played well. He was picking the Steelers defense apart. Now, my thing was going into this game was I was confident the Steelers were going to win because they'd be facing Anthony Richardson, who had proven to be a liability for his team all season long. And then out came Joe Flacco, and I was like, oh, I know he's their backup quarterback, but I don't like that. Joe Flacco's a smart guy. He's an old, smart, veteran quarterback who knows how to read an NFL defense, unlike Anthony Richardson. And it showed throughout the game. Joe Flacco was commanding his team. He was in control of the Steelers. He knew what to do on third down. He knew where to go with the ball. That's one of the reasons we lost this game. Joe Flacco played very well, and I think he should continue to start for this team, in my opinion. Now let's talk about what everybody wants to talk about. Justin Fields, he had himself a game today that had Steeler fans very, very excited. He went 22 for 34 with 312 passing yards and a passing touchdown to Pat Freiermuth. Then he also ran the ball 10 times for 55 yards and 2 touchdowns. Now the stats are nice, but according to Raheem Morris of the Atlanta Falcons, stats are for losers, man. Let's talk about the actual tape. Justin Fields was a freaking non-factor in the first half of this game. He had an ugly fumble in the second quarter where he could have easily thrown the ball away and avoided that strip sack. Fortunately, that fumble led to a missed field goal, so at least it wasn't as costly as it could have been. But all day, Justin Fields was missing some routine throws. For example, there was a check down to Najee early on in the game. 4 years in, you can't miss that throw. It's like you led Najee Harris too far ahead. Najee wasn't even running forward. That's not on Najee. That's on Fields for blatantly missing that pass. 4 years in, dude, that's unacceptable. All day, missing routine throws. There was also a blitz coming in from the right side early in the game that Justin clearly didn't have a plan for. Remember, as a quarterback, one skill you need that is a crucial must-have. As a quarterback, a must-have skill you need to have. It's non-negotiable. You need to have a plan of where to go with the ball should a blitz come. Wherever a blitz may come from. Hey, if a blitz comes here, I need to have a plan where to go with the ball. If a blitz comes from here, I need to have a plan where to go with the ball. Justin didn't have those plans various times today, multiple times today. He wasn't making the plays that he wasn't making those plays in the second half. Fortunately, he made up for all that in the second half. Now, I do acknowledge the folks that are saying that the line was getting beat up. Justin wasn't getting help from the offensive line in the first half. And I concur. I agree. He wasn't getting any help. But in my opinion, Justin also wasn't helping his team as much in the first half. I just think it's too soon to give Justin Fields the benefit of the doubt that, hey, if he plays bad, or that if the line plays bad, it's okay for Justin not to make plays. No, he doesn't deserve that benefit of the doubt yet. All right. Look, the best quarterbacks, even with the bad offensive line, can still make something happen with a not very good line. Justin wasn't. He made a play here and there, but nothing notable, nothing that the best quarterbacks do with bad offensive line play. Now, credit where credit is due. In the first half, he had 2 solid drives, one of which should have resulted in a touchdown if Pickens doesn't fumble that football. It's a stupid fumble. Protect the ball, George. What are you doing? You're in year 3. Come on now. And the other one led to a field goal going into the half. So the second half is what we all want to talk about, right? That's the one that has people excited. It's the game. It's the part of the game where he started to put the team on his back. He had 2 rushing touchdowns in the second half and a passing touchdown to Pat Freiermuth. Look, Justin, for the most part, in that second half, looked like a franchise quarterback. He was making a lot of the difficult throws, albeit his pocket presence still concerns me. He played incredible in the second half. And all signs pointed to the Steelers winning the game in that 2-minute drill until the botched snap happened. Now, let's get into it. So that last drive of the game, the Steelers get a stop on the Colts. Big stop. The Steelers get the ball back with a little over 2 minutes to play. Steelers got a chance to win this game, and I tweeted on Twitter, hey, this is where we find out if Justin Fields is a franchise quarterback. If he wins the Steelers this game on this drive, I'll call him a franchise quarterback. He didn't, so let's talk about it. So, on that play, on that drive, Justin was commanding his team down the field, and on first down, Zach Frazier snaps the ball. Justin, yet again, I don't know what it is, like once a game, every game, preseason, regular season, there's a snap Justin's not ready for. Whether it's under center, whether it's in the shotgun, something's got to get fixed here. Okay, he goes to grab it, gets sacked. It's 2nd and 22. What ended up happening was the down and distance was insurmountable. He threw the ball to Najee. Najee decided, I'm not going to get out of bounds on this one. Actually, Steelers end up turning the ball over on 4th down on a weird pass to Van Jefferson, which I thought was like, why are you throwing the ball there? He's not open at all. Not only that, you also overthrew him. So, okay, whatever. Another week, another botched center quarterback exchange. It needs to get fixed. Now, what I saw on Twitter, or I'm sorry, my apology, X. What I saw on X, Steeler fans are in love with Justin Fields at the moment. So, as expected, he's innocent in this situation and is blameless for the Steelers' loss. So let's talk about what actually happened now. In this 2-minute drill, the Steelers were running the silent count, right? Now, what this means is the stadium noise is too loud to clearly hear the quarterback's cadence. Wide 80, it's too loud, you know? Too many things could happen. You're getting too much information as a center. You're hearing too many things. You could snap it. That's why the teams do a silent count. The stadium noise is too loud, all right? So what a silent count means is stadium noise is too loud. You can't hear the quarterback do their verbal cadence. So you have a sequence of actions that occur between the quarterback, guard, and center in that order. Typically, your guard is looking back at the quarterback, right? Your guard's looking back at the quarterback, all right? What you're waiting for is the quarterback to initiate that first action, all right? In this situation, in Pittsburgh, it's a leg kick. So Justin Fields is back here, leg kick, boom. Guard's looking back. Guard sees the leg kick. Oh, okay, Justin did the leg kick just now. So now I'm going to tap my center right here who's waiting to snap the ball, right? So Justin, boom, leg kick, should be ready for the snap. Guard sees that, and some teams do it differently. Some teams, the way we used to do it in Pittsburgh, we used to throw our right hand out, and that'll tell the center, oh, okay, it's time to snap the ball. Boom. So Justin does his leg kick. The rookie, first start, Mason McCormick, sees that leg kick, taps his center, Zach Frazier, which is what he's supposed to do. Zach Frazier knows that the count is on 1. We'll get into that in a second. Zach Frazier feels the tap and does what he's supposed to do, checks between his legs, sends the ball to Justin Fields. That's what's supposed to happen. So let's get into it. So according to Justin in the post-game press conference, the play was to start on 1 leg kick. Usually you go to, hey, on 1, spider 2 wide banana, on 1. Usually, wide 8 set. Ball comes to you, That's the cadence. You expect the ball. Plays on 1. It's not, hey, wide 8, set, go. And then the ball comes to you. All right. In this one, it was 1 leg kick. Justin kicks his leg. Mason McCormick taps Zach Frazier. Frazier looks, snap the ball. And Justin is just staring at the defense, not ready for the snap. Now, Justin says he was trying to get one last look at the defense. And then the botch snap happened.
On the botch snap at the end, what happened?
Yeah, it was my fault. We were going to the first leg kick. Then Zach was IDing stuff. I felt the DBs rotating and changing the back end picture. So when he was IDing stuff, telling the O-line where to go, I was just trying to get that final picture before the snap came. So at the end of the day, it's on the first leg kick. So after I kick my leg, I got to be ready for the ball, no matter, when it's going to come or not. So, yeah, it's on me.
Justin says it's on him. To me, a guy, a Steeler fan, on the outside of that building on South Water Street, common sense would tell me, number one, if Justin says he effed up the snap, then he effed up the snap, all right? But number two, if the play is on 1 and you do your cadence, which in this case is a leg kick, a leg step, you need to be ready for the ball to come your way. You got to be ready. I don't care if Sidney Sweeney, Alexander Daddario, I don't care who's back there playing safety. If you did your leg kick, you need to be ready for that snap to come because the play was on 1, right? You wouldn't go into a home game in the 2-minute drill where you're able to do a regular wide 18, wide 8 set up. You wouldn't do that, say it's on 1, say wide 18, wide 8 set hut, and not expect the ball. No, you would expect the freaking ball to come because the play was on 1. I didn't think I'd have to get into this, but that's what happened, right? That's what like I said, I don't care who's back there playing safety. I don't care what the defense looks like. You can look at what you need to look at, read your defense, but you got to be ready for that ball. Like once Justin did his leg step, hey, yeah, you can look at your defense. Be ready for the ball. Look, when you say the play is on 1, the play is on 1. Once you step, that's your cadence. You got to be ready for the ball. Justin wasn't. And yet again, it was another mistake that this time the team could not afford. My thing is, while Justin played pretty dang good today, he wasn't good enough. That's what's important. A franchise quarterback, you got to be good enough. And Justin wasn't good enough. That's why I'm still hesitant to call him the future of the position in Pittsburgh. If he plays better in that first half, we win that game flat out because that's what franchise quarterbacks do. If he plays better in the first half, he wins that game. Now, I could see myself calling him a franchise quarterback soon. I could see him building on the game he had today and finally having a complete game that I want to see him have, right? But that didn't happen today. So I'm not going to say he's not the franchise quarterback in Pittsburgh, but I will say he's not that yet. I think he can get there, but we still got some time before we see that happen. However, let me be clear. I am being critical of Justin right now. He effed up that snap. Full stop. I just explained how silent counts work. He did his leg kick. He wasn't ready for the ball. That's on him. Full stop. Number one, that needs to get cleaned up. Him and Zach Frazier clearly aren't working hard enough together. He's got to be ready for that snap. Justin's got to get some extra work in with the team after practice. What's going on there? That's got to get fixed up by week 5 because we've been saying this for weeks now. Hey, it'll get fixed by Sunday. It'll get fixed quickly. It's not fixed yet. We're going into week 5 already. That needs to get fixed yesterday. Anyways, is he the reason this team lost? Is Justin Fields the reason this team lost? No, absolutely not. He's the only reason this team had a shot to win this game today, okay? Now, could he be better than he was today? Yes. Did he play well? Absolutely. He played very well today. Should he get benched? No, that's silly. The people calling for Kenny Pickett and Russ to come beat QB1, they're out of their minds. Justin's the best quarterback we've had since Ben in a while. All I know is Arthur Smith needs to make more use of Justin's legs. That play was on Justin. I wish it didn't happen, but let's call a spade a spade. Justin Fields called for the silent count and wasn't ready for the ball. That's what happened. All right, I know we love Justin Fields, but let's try to be realistic. Hey, if the play's on one, you need to be ready for the ball no matter what. Like that's just common sense, right? I can't believe people are trying to blame Zach Frazier for that. Like Zach Frazier did what he had to do. Maybe him and Justin Fields got to work together more outside of being on the clock. That's on Justin, man. Let's call it how it is. Let's call a spade a spade. He said on one, he wasn't ready for the ball. That's what happened. Okay, let's leave it at that. Outside of that, Justin played great. I'd like to see him be better, though. He played very well today, but he needs to be better before I call him a franchise quarterback. Will he get there? Maybe. That's my answer. Is he the Steelers franchise quarterback? Hey, maybe. That's a lot more than I gave him credit for week one. He might be the Steelers franchise quarterback. I want to see more. I'm getting there, guys. But I want to see more. All I know is Arthur Smith got to make more use of Justin's leg. This is the best runner in football. Him and Lamar Jackson, they're the best running quarterbacks in football, if not the best runners in football. Let's get some more designed runs for them and make use of what makes them special, right? Okay. Anyways, outside of that, George Pickens played fine. He had a drop touchdown that didn't matter because Justin ran it in. He had a costly fumble that prevented another touchdown. But outside of that, he played pretty dang well, right? He played pretty dang well. Made some crucial second and third down conversions. Pat Freiermuth, he balled out. He wouldn't let anyone tackle him. He got a touchdown. Cordero Patterson, he balled. I would argue he's probably our best running back at the moment. Unfortunately, he's hurt. Najee Harris didn't look very good. Blame the line all you want. We're in year 4 with Najee Harris. He hasn't gotten much better. So there's that. Darnell Washington, he took a pass, banished a man to the HE double hockey sticks. I'm glad to see the Steelers getting him involved in the passing game. Calvin Austin, he's making a name for himself in the return game and on third downs. It shows. He took a big 3rd and 22 for a big first down on a deep curl route, or I think it was a deep curl. That was great to see. Overall, Justin Fields was solid. I'd like to see him get better. The offense was mildly encouraging for the most part, but we do need to bounce back quickly because playing some pretty good quarterbacks coming up. Offense was encouraging, but we need to bounce back. Hey, roast me in the comments. I'm Devin Engel. Go Steelers.